All right, so the Sens fall 2-1 to the Anaheim Ducks in a game that's the epitome of a moral victory. And I say the epitome of a moral victory because Ottawa outshot Anaheim 45-20. They were all over the Ducks, but I mean, hence the title of this video. They were John Gibsoned in this game. I mean, Gibson seems to have this habit of playing really well, standing on his head against most teams. The Ducks seem to get outplayed a lot. They do have some good skilled young players, but they still get outplayed a lot, like I said. And John Gibson, I mean, he does what a goalie's supposed to do. I mean, stop the puck. All right, so lineup notes in this one. Josh Norris obviously out with a shoulder injury. Something about the Sens and their center iceman and shoulder injuries this year. Let's hope he recovers soon. It sounds like he'll be back after the All-Star break, so fortunately he's not out as long as Batherson. Anton Forsberg gets the start for Ottawa. We'll talk about him in a minute. And John Gibson, obviously the aforementioned John Gibson, gets a start for Anaheim. And the Sens, they have a lot of injuries. So with injury comes opportunity. And today, Mark Kastelik got that opportunity as he played in his first NHL game. I thought he looked pretty good. Congratulations to Mark Kastelik. All right, so we go to the first period, and it's a pretty good game. Both teams are exchanging chances and stuff like that. But then the Ducks get a chance and score on it that should probably never go in. Rickard Rakell, 6:19 into the first period, throws a puck on goal, and Anton Forsberg lets in a very weak goal, and that's not the first time we've said that. Josh Manson and Sam Steele get the assists on that one. Like I said, Forsberg, really weak goal against. So he has this habit of, he plays really well, and then he lets in a really bad goal. And not that he played well today, but I'm just saying, he'll be really wildly inconsistent. He'll play well, like the game he had against Carolina back in early December, where he stole the Sens a game that they had no business being in. He stole this game today, but for the other team. He kind of stole it from his own team. And, I don't want to put everything on Forsberg here, but, man, Ottawa played so well. And Forsberg, well, he kind of let them down. I mean, I have to be honest. Then 7:56 into the first period, Tyler Ennis scores to tie the game up at 1. Beautiful goal from Ennis. Great play by him. Great pass by Lassie Thompson. Just snapping it up. That's like something Shabbat would do. Shabbat does get an assist on this play as well, but the secondary one, Ennis, great eye hand to knock that pass down. He comes in, he spins, he shoots. Top shelf on Gibson to tie the game at 1. Then we go to the second period. Ottawa's playing really well. We had a very meaningless fight between Josh Brown and Buddy Robinson, former Ottawa Senator Buddy Robinson, who had a cup of coffee in Ottawa. He wasn't there for very long, but he is a former Sen nonetheless. It just looked like, a fight that we would see 10 years ago probably, when we still had the staged fights. I don't know what stemmed from it. Robinson and Brown weren't really at each other's throats throughout the game, as far as I know anyways. Obviously, we don't know what's being said down on the ice, but it didn't look like it. Ottawa played outstanding in that second period. I believe they outshot the Ducks 18-4. So we go to the third period, tied up at 1, and Troy Terry scores his 25th of the season. He's having himself a year, assisted by Ryan Getzlaf. Terry probably should have had to wait for his 25th goal of the season. Again, Anton Forsberg, even though this goal against was not as bad as the first one, still, in a game which Ottawa's playing really well in, Forsberg needs to make that save. And so it's 2-1 Anaheim now. The Sens kept on pressing. They did not let that discourage them. Lots of chances. Gibson standing on his head. They pulled the goalie with around 2.5 minutes left. Ottawa had a couple looks on it there. Nick Paul had a chance. I believe Tkachuk had a chance in tight. But it was not meant to be. The Ducks hang on and win this one in a game which they probably did not deserve to win. But hey, I mean, if you're Anaheim, you're definitely not going to apologize for having great goaltending. Now, I said in the beginning that this game was the epitome of a moral victory for the Sens, and it's not just because they outshot Anaheim 45-20. It's because they did that with missing like half their team pretty much. I mean, you look at some of the names that are out, well, maybe not half, but, some pretty important guys, like Drake Batherson, obviously. I mean, Josh Norris, Colin White, Shane Pinto, Nikita Zaitsev, Connor Brown, and yeah, I know some people are snickering in the background with me saying Nikita Zaitsev is important. You can say what you want about Zaitsev, but obviously he is a good veteran, experienced guy back there. He's better defensively than people give him credit for. Yeah, the offense isn't really there all the time, But still, I think his penalty killing is good, and I think 5-on-5 he's better defensively, like I said, than people think. I think you have to look to guys like Brady Tkachuk to pick up the slack. I mean, it's not like he's playing with really bad line mates either. He gets to play with Tim Stützle, who's playing great the last month. He gets to play with Tyler Ennis, who, yeah, obviously he's not Batherson or Norris, but he's still a pretty good player who's heating up in his own right. And when you're the highest paid guy on the team, you obviously have to step up. And Brady Tkachuk, today after this game, now that he did not score in this game, this is now the longest goalless drought in his career. The previous one was 11. That was back in his rookie season in the 18-19 campaign. So I was pretty impressed, actually, that Tkachuk never went longer than 11 games until now. And Brady Tkachuk is a weird player that way. He doesn't seem to get really hot, but he doesn't seem to get really cold either. Up until this year, the tables have kind of turned for him because he was really hot in December for about 2 weeks there. And ever since about mid-December onwards, he's been pretty cold. So those are my thoughts on this game. Please let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Also, please like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.